large investments are being made across the globe to build better, faster payments clearing and settlement mechanisms. As illustrated by the launch of FedNow in the US this July, core payment infrastructures are modernizing to allow for more instantaneity, real-time, rich data. And Tier 1 banks are leading this charge in developing the right direct connectivity to clearing and settlement mechanisms. However, those payment innovations spearheaded by direct participants in the schemes, the Tier 1 banks, can struggle to cascade to the broader ecosystem of financial institutions. Taking the European example of SEPA instant credit transfer, as of July 2023, instant credit transfer only accounted for 14% of all credit transfer in Europe 6 years after its launch. And for certain European banks, less than 10% of their indirect participants, working directly with their sponsor banks, the direct participants, declare being ready to make the shifts. That compounds with a recent study by Bottomline and the payers, stating that to equip for new schemes, 44% of respondents consider the lack of IT resources and prioritization as a major blocker to new schemes like instant payments. At Numeral, we believe that indirect participants in schemes, which outnumber the direct participants usually 10-1 in most markets, are the key to distributing new payment services to a broader audience and foster large-scale innovations. But for those indirect participants with lower resources, changing core banking systems is not a viable option, and integrating new schemes into their existing core banking can be costly because of the need of rebuilding and integration with partner banks, managing totally new message formats, the ISO standards, new payment flows to support regulatory requirements like confirmation of payee for instant payments in Europe, or also shift operations from discrete to real-time processing. And core banking systems, which were built decades ago for the most of them, are often not able to develop new connectors for every sponsor bank payment scheme combinations that their customers operate. Enter Numeral's bank orchestration platform. Numeral is a software layer sitting between indirect participants' core banking systems and their sponsor banks. Numeral makes the adoption of new payment schemes easy, fast, and cost-effective by leveraging pre-built connectors to both core banking systems and banks. Using Numeral to connect to their sponsor banks' latest payments products, indirect participants can fast-track their integrations of new innovations. Our customers find that they reduce new schemes integration by up to 6 times versus adjusting and building themselves the integrations. Project costs are transformed from a prohibitive CapEx into an efficient operational expense. The system put in place with Numeral requires no ongoing maintenance for scheme specification updates like the ISO November rulebook updates. It also requires no additional technical integrations for new schemes. This ultimately extends the life cycle of the core banking systems of the indirect participants while giving them the ability to innovate without changing their core. To deliver these benefits, the Numeral banking orchestration platform is composed of 2 distinct parts. Firstly, an API-first gateway, which includes a growing number of pre-built sponsor bank integrations and core banking system connectors. On bank integration, since we launched 2 years ago, Numeral has built integration with 13 European banks and international banks. This includes the likes of BNP Paribas, Barclays, Intesa Sanpaolo. And within those banks, we connect to the latest payment products released by the banks, like instant payments or virtual accounts, through a single APIs. Not only we reduce the time to integrations, the teams in Tier 1 banks also benefit from a streamlined way of onboarding new clients, allowing them to grow their onboarding capacity at current resources. We are also built core banking system connectors. Our pre-built connectors interact with core banking systems through either modern webhooks or smart files generated as per the core banking specifications. For core banking systems which are not 24/7, Numeral can extend payment processing capabilities of the core banking by syncing at discrete times with the system, while providing the real-time responses required by the schemes. Finally, in between these 2 connectors, Numeral has an orchestration layer that adapts to specific schemes' payment flows and rulebook requirements, allowing for the automation of money movements and information at scale between banks and core banking. Because new schemes also require deep operational transformation within financial institutions, the Numeral product also includes a payment platform designed for middle office and compliance teams in order to accelerate the adoption of the new payment workflows internally. With the Numeral dashboard, teams can operate and automate operations from day one by tracking the payment statuses in real time, from payment initiation down to reconciliation. Numeral provides an automated reconciliation engine which allows payments to be reconciled and allows the banks to better service their customers and their clients. We also provide within that dashboard auditability and immutable audit trail built to ensure the traceability and compliance of every payment going between the core banking system on one side and the bank on the other side. These workflows are made also possible by custom rules, approvals that support the specific dynamics and requirements of each organization. To conclude, payment innovation is accelerating globally, and the Numeral bank orchestration layer supports the adoption of those payment innovations by financial institutions accessing the schemes as indirect participants. More indirect participants building with their Tier 1 sponsor bank means more income streams for Tier 1 banks and higher adoption on the costly infrastructures that they have put in place, which in turn will reduce the marginal cost of this innovation and therefore progressively benefit the community as a whole. At Numeral, we have grown by building long-term partnerships with our banking partners and long-term partnerships with our core banking system partners across Europe. We will continue to expand to new schemes and geographies, and with innovations like Request to Pay, RTP, one leg out instant credit transfer, and new payment systems like the NPA, new payment architecture in the UK, payment systems upgrades are just the beginning. Thank you.